So let's go ahead and clear off the scene if you have it from the previous ones. I'm just going to have a player and just a walkway for the player to walk across. One of the things just want to make sure that we look at is the screen transition through the trigger event. As a for instance, and this is more of just using one of the options available for it. If you wanted to trigger the event, but you wanted to trigger the event not directly, but you wanted to trigger it through another trigger object, we can actually do it similar to this setup here. Actually, let's just use this block right here. So we'll take this block and we'll assign the trigger event to the screen transition. So we want to say when this block's trigger event is activated, we'll do the top up to around 12. We'll put it to around the top at about 15 right here. This will be in our trigger range. And then be sure that your trigger setting, that you have the trigger enabled selected there. Alright. And let's turn that one back on so you can see it in the editor. So what we're going to do is say that when this one is triggered, it's going to send a message to screen transition. So let's go to our screen transition. We'll go to our trigger events. And the trigger events, what we want to do is say when an object, and we're currently checking for player, so when a player crosses this on enter, let's say that the screen events, we're going to turn it on to capture the animation of it, to capture the keyframe here. We're going to say that on enter, we want the event trigger enabled, so that we can want to actually turn it on. And then we can say on the exit right here, we want to actually say that we're going to turn it off, so we'll click on the button to turn it on green here. So then we know that on enter will be here, exit will be here. Then we can click on the orange button to get out of this mode. Alright. Oh, I may have actually changed up the position there too. Okay. So what should happen then is that when the player crosses this trigger box, it will send that message up to the screen transition and tell it to actually start to close down. And then there isn't actually, so we exit and it turns it off, but there isn't a state on our screen transition telling it to go off. So if you want, you can actually just push escape to go back here. That'll get us out of this mode. But this is one of those things where on this one, we have our setting set to finish playing on exit and then stay on at end. So if we didn't want it to stay on at end, we can actually click on this one so that when you're in a position like we were here, it'll play and it'll just disappear after that. I'll show you on this one just so you can see the example with it. So it'll go in and it'll disappear. Alright, so there we go. Simple way to set up a trigger event for it and have another item telling this to do something.